I'm done talking, maybe even before then. We're going to be at 9 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. We are here for our regularly scheduled Commissioners Court meeting of Karnes County. Today is November 12th, 2025. Everyone had a wonderful day yesterday, remembering our veterans, all those who served. It was quite a somber day yesterday, especially for myself. But again, welcome. We do have a quorum present. Let's stand for our prayer and pledge, and we will get started. Precious Lord, remind us to humble ourselves before you, trusting that your will lift us in due time. May our words and actions reflect the love and humility of Christ, and may we refrain from judging or speaking ill of others. Grant us the strength to pursue righteousness and to live in harmony with our brothers and sisters. We thank you for your unfailing love and mercy. As we seek to draw nearer to you, fill us with your Spirit, guiding us in the path of peace and holiness. May our lives be a testament to your grace and a beacon of your light to the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Haley, Ms. Mary, do we have any citizens signed up to speak this morning? It's work.
Morning, gentlemen. Well, I guess it's time to talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the one outside across the street. From what I gathered from the last meeting, Judge Headpiece said that there was a contract and that outside attorneys were reviewing the contract. How is it that construction was even started without a contract? How did someone not catch that until after construction had started? Now we have new plans because the contractor deviated away from the original ones, so they were told to draw up new ones? How can that be? If that was my house and the builder decides to build it his way, I would be firing him. I don't recall several things. One, court approving new plans. Two, court approving outside attorneys other than Jeff Chapman. I'm pretty sure that isn't legal without court approval. Now, I see there's an executive session that is very vague in detail, and maybe that's what is being discussed, but I think there needs to be more transparency on what is actually going on. My opinion, have the contractor come back and remove what work has been done, release him, which should be easy since we don't have a contract, go out for bids and start all over, or we will have another nightmare annex on our hands. Retirement countdown, 1 year, 1 month, and 18 days.
Thank you, Bob. Any others signed up to speak this morning? All right. Item number 6 is discuss, approve, disapprove the fiscal year 2026 Alamo Regional Transit Interlocal Agreement for Karnes County Connect Routes. Commissioner Beatrice.
Thank you, sir. In September, we entered into an interlocal agreement with Alamo Regional Transit to provide the shuttle bus services for the county. That in that agreement, the amount was around $63,000. That was the prorated amount for the 2025 fiscal year. This amendment is to amend that interlocal agreement for the 2025-2026 fiscal year in the amount of $180,380, which was the amount that we budgeted for this service. $108,380.
Commissioner?
Yes, sir.
I know you've been on top of this, you even took any rides on that. Everything's going good on these?
I have taken rides on it. I would like to see more ridership, but I do think things are going well. I have not received any more complaints from anybody about, being charged fares or anything abnormal. I just would like to see it advertised more and utilized more.
Commissioner in court, the only thing that I've heard is someone came to me the other day. So far, it looks pretty good. I know Commissioner One's on top of it. Tell me that some of the drivers, Commissioner, aren't giving the people enough time to come out. Like say, for an example, it's for handicap too. So if somebody would be in a wheelchair and they're inside and it's cold, they're just stopping, looking around and taking off, that they're not giving them ample time. So say for example, if I'm in a wheelchair and a walker, by the time I get up, I see it's out there, I get my bag, my purse, whatever it may be, male or female. By the time I would walk out, there wouldn't be enough time for somebody that's handicapped to get out there and jump on it. So I know you're on top of this. If you could talk with them and just tell them that you give them ample time. I don't know what time. I thought they were supposed to wait there 10 minutes or 5 minutes, or what was the time? Was there a time given to us?
No, sir,
I think it was 5.
It was
I think it was 5 or 10. I mean,
I don't recall being told any amount of time there when we stopped at a particular bus stop, and the routes that are given, it is pretty rushed. They're trying to get from point A to point B, so they make a full circle in a 1 hour time. And so if this is something we need to take to heart, we will do that and tell them they need to fix it.
If you could, I can be present with you when you do that. I'll be more than happy. Or if you want to do it, I'll be present with you, but they need to stay there longer, because that was the only complaint that I've gotten was that. Everything else, they've been nice, courteous, and the people, the drivers have all been good, but they're not waiting long enough in case there is somebody like that.
Okay.
But besides that, I don't have a problem with it.
well, and I talked to Commissioner Beatrick earlier, before court here about this. I noticed that the amount of 108,380, and I looked back at the prorated amount of $96,543 that they prorated us for 7 months last year. And if you do the simple math, it's about $8,050 a month. And if we do it for a 12-month period, basically there's $11,000 that I don't understand where they're getting the 108 from. But I did mention that to Commissioner Beatrick. I think he's going to look into that and check on that. He did bring up a point that they did add 2 trucks, I do believe, and some other stops. And I know it was always a startup deal, so we were adding different routes, we were adding different stops. So that could just be it. But just wanted to bring that up.
Yes, I believe it was probably because they did start with just one route in Kennedy and then they expanded it throughout the entire county, but I will look into that further. But the amount that we have here is the amount that we budgeted for in our budget, that they presented to us before the budget. So,
This is to do all the routes, right, that we spoke about, Bob?
Any idea of what how many people ride it a day?
no, sir, I do not.
Commissioner,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner's Court, unless I'm remembering wrong, were they supposed to be giving us a report, a monthly report on that? I think we asked them for a monthly report, or was it a quarterly report? I know we asked them for a report for sure. And I don't remember, they haven't been reported back to me. I don't believe they came to the court.
I see Sean at ACOG. I'm on the executive board, and then I serve on the regular board as well. And so I see Sean, we have executive board meeting quarterly, and then we have a monthly. So I see Sean, who's over this. I see him monthly, and we vaguely talk about it, but as far as the report, I don't remember.
I thought, maybe I'm making a mistake, but I thought I remembered, because I know I would like reports, especially when we hire someone new, for them to go, you can see if it's a good program.
No, I think you're right. I think they were supposed to.
I would be happy to reach out to them and have them come to court and give us an update.
Sorry to throw that on you too,
No,
I
it's okay.
apologize about that, but would you please?
I would be happy to.
All right, thank you.
If nobody had another question, I would make a motion to approve agenda item 6 as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? None. Motion carries. All right, item number 7. Acknowledge the receipt of a donation in the amount of $4,500 from Devon Energy. The donation was inclusive of $1,500 each to Karnes County EMS, the Sheriff's Office, and Emergency Management. Funds are to be used at the discretion of the department head or heads/official.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. As we do with all of our donations that are received to Karnes County, just an acknowledgement from the court noting that revenue. Yes, Devon Energy did write a check to Karnes County in an amount of $4,500 to equally be dispersed to Karnes EMS, Karnes County Sheriff, and Karnes County Emergency Management. So just an acknowledgement of that donation. Check has been deposited.
Thank you.
Any discussion from the court? Mr. Casey, hearing none. Item number 8, discuss, approve, disapprove amending the pay rates for regular variable hour, AKA PRN, employees within the EMS department. If approved, this would not require a budgetary amendment. Casey?
Good morning again, court. So this item was, I believe, 2 commissioners' court meetings ago. Again, just a high-level overview for the court as well as those that are watching online or in the room. My recommendation is to increase the hourly pay rate for the regular variable hour employees, or part-timers essentially, for the EMS department. This is not going to affect any of my full-time employees' salaries, pay rates, step schedules, etc. This is only a handful. I believe I have a total of 6 PRN employees on the books with the department today. We utilize these individuals as essential staffing supplement within our department. Reasons I want to increase the hourly pay rate slightly, just below the threshold of the base overtime rate, is because they are the cheapest form of employment for me to cover a vacancy within my schedule. So if my full-time employee is sick, wants to take vacation, of which has to be approved, there's a vacancy on my schedule of which needs to be filled. It would be my preference that we fill it with a part-time, in this case we call them PRN employees, as needed, because again, they don't have all the full-time fringe and they also don't have the huge overtime burden that a full-time employee would have. So before you today is simply that. The recommendation from the court last time, as it failed, was to go to the salary committee and have a discussion with the committee. That has since been discussed. We had a salary committee meeting approximately 2 weeks ago, I believe, or shortly more than that, discussing other things, but this was one of the topics that was discussed. Everybody and committee can correct me if I'm wrong, felt consensus around this and supportive of it. It seemed pretty common sense. I'm happy to answer any questions from the court related to this request.
No, you did what we asked you to do, so I don't have a problem with it. I'll make the motion to approve item number 8 as presented.
I'll second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Still think that we should do things out of budget. I understand the reasoning behind it and agree with it, but the out of budget cycle stuff just, you're good. Thank you, Casey. Item number 8, discuss, approve, disapprove amending the pay rates for, item number 9, flip over, is to discuss, approve, disapprove establishing a GL code 175-635-5175-EMC donations expense in the fiscal year 26 budget for applicable expenses in the amount of $1,500. Justin is not here. That's very self-explanatory. Tom and Casey and myself discussed this just for transparency across the board. We need to see that EMC does receive donations and has a donation line.
I'll make the motion to approve item number 9 as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to it? None. Item number 10, acknowledge the fiscal year 26 salary orders for the county auditor and all assistant auditors to be in the recorded minutes of Commissioners Court as required by local government code 152.031B. Ms. Denise Rodriguez is our district clerk. Hello, hello.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
I'll just read it out for you real quick. The order setting compensation of county auditor and assistants on September 25th, 2025 at 10 a.m. pursuant to the Texas Civil Statutes providing that the salary of the county auditor and assistant county auditors for each county be set at the judges of the 81st and 218th Judicial District. A public hearing was held at the Karnes County District Courtroom. After publication of notice of such public hearing as required by law, After the meeting for public comments, the undersigned district judges made the following order. Position, county auditor, salary $100,000. First assistant auditor, $62,000. Second assistant auditor, $50,000. Third assistant auditor, $46,000. It is ordered that the annual compensation of the positions listed above or successors in said positions shall be compensated per annum as indicated. This order is to take effect October 1 of 2025 and shall continue at the pleasure of the district judges of said district court, signed on September 25th of this year by Judge Dillingham and Judge Russell Wilson.
Any questions from the court? No discussion. Denise, thank you. We'll get you down to item number 11, and that's to acknowledge the fiscal year 2026 salary orders for the 81st and 218th District Court reporters to be in the recorded minutes of the Commissioners Court as required by local government code, certified by District Clerk Denise Rodriguez.
Order setting compensation of court reporter on September 25th of 2025 at a public hearing held at the District Courtroom of Karnes County, Texas, pursuant to the local government code. The annual salary of the court reporter for the 218th District Court respectively was set at. It is therefore ordered that the annual salary of the 218th District Court reporter is set at $125,000 effective October 1, 2025. It is further ordered that the Karnes County's portion of such salary is set at $13,275 effective October 1, 2025. And it was also signed September 25th, 2025 by Judge Wilson and Judge Dillingham. And that's both for the 81st and 218th.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank
Any
you, Judge.
questions, concerns, discussion? Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 12, and that's to discuss, approve, disapprove canvass of the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment special election and authorization for signature by the presiding officer of the canvassing authority, Ms. Beth.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Court. So I apologize. The reason why you're getting these reports right now is ballot board had to wait to meet.
We're good. We're good. We're good, Beth.
You're good?
Yeah. Do you have your copy? Do you have a
Yes,
copy?
I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the ballot board met on Monday. We had to wait for any outstanding late provisionals and FPCAs, any mail ballots that were outstanding to meet by law until Monday after 5 o'clock. So they met at that time. And then with Tuesday being the holiday, so the final results wasn't prepared until at that time to present to you. So the election went really well. We had the 5 election day polling locations and 1 early voting polling locations. 976 voters turned out total. We had the early voting was 312 voters. Absentee, we had 43, and we had mailed out 51. So there were a few that did not return their ballots. At election day for here, you don't have these particular numbers. I'm going to give you the numbers by location as well. So I'm going to break it down with the EA building at the multipurpose room for election day, where there were 228. That was our busiest location. Kennedy City Hall was the next busiest location, 169. Holy Trinity, 148. Runge Library, 53. Our Lady Queen of Peace, 23. And then, so I've given you the actual official results cumulative. That's the top one, the black and white copy. And then your second one is the actual canvas that we have to have signed off. We did have one voter, the only incident that I was made aware of, we did have one voter that fell, and we did have to call for EMS, and the gentleman refused for any further treatment. But other than that, the only other thing is we did have issues with people not understanding that the polling location, the room is only for voters. So with that education, we still need to work on that. Nobody is allowed in the polling location except for the voters. We implemented the new law for curbside voting. We had only 6 curbside voters for the entire election, but there's a new 20-foot no electioneering from the car, from the vehicle. So just to be aware that there are additional cones, additional signage and that kind of stuff. So if you see at some of the polling locations, there's cones around a parking spot, and that's to identify that 20-foot zone as well. But voters seem to be good with everything. So it was a fairly simple, successful election.
Looks like every one of them passed
Yes.
by a wide margin.
Yes, and
4.
we were on par with that, so statewide. And then, of course, the canvas isn't done until, I think the final is the 17th, but we were right along with that, so we're pretty much on par. We did conduct the post-election can count audit. We conducted it last Thursday for 5 hours. Friday was 3.5 hours, and then Monday was 2 hours. And it's completed. We got 100% it matching, no discrepancies. We counted all of early votings, all of the absentee. We did the election office here, election day, Holy Trinity, and Our Lady Queen of Peace. Those were the random locations. And the random propositions that were selected was propositions 3, 7, and 14. And those are selected by the Secretary of State. And so we counted 700, I don't remember the exact, but over 700 ballots out of the 976. So it's a partial audit, but it was a good amount, so.
Any other discussion from the court? This is an action item.
Make a motion to approve item 12 presented.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? None. All right, Beth. Thank you. That's fun. Item number 13, discuss, approve, disapprove recommendation by the KCRB engineer to add labor and material items for spraying Georgia cane to our existing herbicide contract with Antex Incorporated.
Good morning, Court. The change in contract I'm putting forth is due to some constituent requests we've had. One of them's on County Road 187. One of them's on County Road 169. Both of them are basically related to Georgia cane creating some safety issues. And I don't have a good per foot cost on this thing yet, but by basically approving $650 per 200 gallons of tank chemicals and a $70 per hour charge, I'll be able to monitor what the distance is that we get out of that and come up with that, so that in the future we'll be able to just add it to our herbicide contract. But basically what we're asking for is to approve the addition of $650 per 200 gallon tank of chemicals and $70 per hour for application. And we'll add that to our existing contract, and then we'll get this stuff sprayed and go from there.
Judge Mann,
Commissioner,
I was just gonna point out, some of the most common complaints I get is about this Georgia cane creating site obstructions, and so I think it's something we need, and I'm glad that we're getting it added to our herbicide list.
Yes, Commissioner.
On the 650 per 200 gallon tank of chemicals, what square footage does that cover, right?
That's the reason I don't have it in there. I don't have an idea, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that out. I'm gonna give them specific locations, and I'm gonna get a report back from them to say, it's not gonna be square yardage, but I'm gonna be looking at a per linear foot type situation, and then put some constraints on it, because that is exactly how I like to do things with, this is gonna cost us this much per foot, and that's what we'll use this information, do it this way, so that I can add a per foot basis on the next contract.
Okay, no problem. And only these two county roads have this complaints?
These are the two that had specific complaints. One on County Road 169 is, had a site restriction, complaint. The other one had a very large, hidden, ravine. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this 600, I know one tank will take care of it, and I'll probably take care of even more than this. So I'm gonna give them some areas that I want and tell them, try to get as much of this as you can, get back from him what the footage is that he actually got, and then I'll know.
Okay, sounds great.
So we're just doing one tank, we're just amending the contract for one tank?
No, sir, I'll be able to use this if we get some more
Okay.
comments like
Okay.
that. But my goal is to actually use the empirical data that comes back out of it, get us a per foot application rate.
Okay, you'll let us know that?
I'm sorry?
You'll let us know that?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay. I'll make the motion to approve item number 13 as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? None. Motion carries. Item number 14, discuss to convene an executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code 551.071 to discuss litigation matters with the county attorney's office. Jennifer Tapia, it is 9:27. We will convene into executive session. Good morning still. It is 10:06. We are going to reconvene back into regular session. There's no action to be taken from item number 14. Item number 15 is our consent agenda. We've got reports from our JPs, all of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and our maintenance department. Item number 16 will be to discuss any of those items if we need to pull it, but our reports are included in the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second. Motion and second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Item 16 to discuss any of those? Hearing none, move to item number 17, updates from our commissioners. Before I get to Commissioner Precinct 1, the elephant in the room, I want to give the public and those in attendance update on the elephant in the room. I had reached out to some attorney friends of mine on contract on the archives building over there, and when I got to work last Friday, I had an email from the Chapman firm with an invoice. And so I go over the invoice, and it is starting on 10/20/2025. So this was 8 days before our October meeting, our last meeting, and it is phone calls from our county attorney, one from an architect to Jeffrey Chapman, and this is Sarah E. Scott. On information, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't contacted about any of this. This was all done behind my back without even coming down the elevator, walking by, saying hi. We work together, folks. This is the commission. This is the court's building. This is not my building. It's trying to be hope that it's my building. This is the court's building. This was approved unanimously by this court to get this building built. We approved have to have this anyway. So I'm happy to sit with anybody, show you emails. I will show you this bill. I called Jeff and I spoke to Jeff from 12:34 p.m. to 12:54 p.m. I told him my side, the facts that is going on with this building. And he told me, well, I've been told that contractor has abandoned this. And I said, what? I mean, it's ridiculous lies and slander that's being put out there. I am happy to sit down with any of you in the public, in the audience, anywhere that wants to talk about this, and I will show you the emails. I will show you the proof. I will give you the facts. Jeff Chapman, myself, the architect, and the contractors are going to have a meeting on Friday to discuss this and get this project back on track. Right now, we have an architect that is playing politics. The changes that were made to the building that were referred to earlier, it was designed as a bolt-on building. It is welded. That's the change. There were inspections done on the pre-pour of the slab, the post-pour of the slab. Commissioner Rosales has been on it. I was on it. The architect was on it. Said it was the best pre-pour that he'd seen. It was the best pour that he'd seen. The lies need to stop, folks. That's my update on that. Anybody is more than welcome, again, to come and visit with me and talk to me about this and the concerns going forward. I will have an update again at the next Commissioners Court meeting. All right, Commissioner Beatrick, Precinct 1, your update.
Yes, sir. At last month's food bank distribution, we had an issue with not having a restroom on site for our volunteers in the community. The porta potty rental had been donated for a year and the lease expired. I reached out to San Antonio Food Bank, but they were unable to provide a portable restroom. We have lined up a rental for now, but if your business or organization would like to sponsor the restroom for our county's food bank distribution, please reach out to me. At this month's distribution, we served 212 Karnes County families. Alamo Auctioneers delivered a check for our surplus auction last month. I've been working with the auction company to ensure the vehicles from the auction were transferred out of the county's name. I learned about recently passed House Bill 1109, which exempts counties from state sales tax on fuel. The change is so recent that most fuel distributors are unaware. I talked with the Comptroller's Office and TAC to get clarification on the changes and met with the Auditor's Office to discuss. They are working with our county attorney to verify that we can file for a refund on fuel tax paid after July 1st. I met with Community Action to learn about how they serve our community. I've had several meetings with Aspen Utilities and VTX1 over the last few weeks regarding their installation of fiber optic lines in our county. Crews are kicking off construction in Karnes City and along the TxDOT right-of-ways. My family and I attended the Veterans Day barbecue last weekend, and I want to commend our VSO Blake Sanchez on making it a great success. Monday, we had a meeting with Weaver and Jacobs for updates on the EMS training and admin building. We are progressing well with the project. The water line for the fire sprinkler has been relocated and our new water meter tap was installed. We have a surplus Chevy Tahoe that was out of service for a couple years. We didn't put it in the surplus auction because we can utilize it in another department with only a few repairs. So after getting a recall repaired, I diagnosed the problems with the vehicle and I'm working on a cost estimate to return this unit to service. And I want to thank the VFW for inviting me to the Veterans Day presentation at Kennedy High School yesterday. The student council did an amazing job honoring our local veterans.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Lissy?
First of all, I'd like to thank all the county employees that let us all remember our veterans and their family, especially those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country, their lives. Last week I hosted a town hall meeting at the church hall in Hobson regarding the Hobson drainage and road rehab project, and had around 35 citizens attend. Road and Bridge employees and Road and Bridge engineer Wayne Geisler, Martina Mendoza, Beto Ramirez stayed late to answer all questions and explain the process. Also supplied charts and drawings. Questions and concerns were answered, and people that were excited about getting the job started. We also had some compliments on the streets that we have completed in Hobson, and I want to thank everybody for the great turnout. Our service center for Precinct 2 bid packages should be ready around the end of the month. I really appreciate DRG Architects, especially Mr. Perry Redkey, for hard work and attention he has put into this project. He's done a great job for Karnes County. County Road 218 and 219 is being patched and all drainage is finished. It's ready to be overlaid as soon as the patching is finished. County Road 211 preparing all drainage and road work to be leveled up and paved in the near future. This is a very large project. Fall City area shredding is being done. I'm working on getting an interlocal agreement between Karnes County and the city of Fall City with the help of our county attorney. Once Kennedy gets a water line paved, we'll be see if we can't get the street paved in front of the county road and bridge yard there and the Precinct 2 service center. Also had a meeting with Aspen about laying our fiber optic lines on our county roads. I attended the Veterans Appreciation Ceremony and was very well attended at the Fall City School yesterday. It was very moving when the taps were played at the end of the program. And I'd like to wish the Kennedy, Karnes City, and Fall City football teams success and safety in their playoffs this week and congratulate them for making the playoffs. And in conclusion, I would like to thank everyone and God bless America.
Commissioner Rosales?
Morning. County Road 360-400 are paved and complete. County Road 302 in maintenance rehab. County Road 289 beginning construction. East side of 302 is in final steps of design for major maintenance rehab. Answer constituent calls and resolved the issues they had. Also had several meetings with Aspirin about some problems we had on some lines they were laying. They took care of the issues, no problem. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Geisler?
So I worked with the sheriff and Commissioner Precinct 3 in assessing AC bids for the jail. I know he's having some issues there. I assisted Commissioner 2 with water testing at the annex for the courthouse revival project. Continued to work with the superintendent at the Runge Independent School District and the sheriff to help facilitate a meeting concerning possible safety issues. I received a call concerning County Road 335. Landowner's fence was run through. I met with the landowner and Mr. Rios from the Road and Bridge on site to address the proper signage upgrades. Followed up the next day, those signs were put up and everything was back in line. I drove County Road 302, 316, 317, 318, 319, 320, 326, 331, 333, and 334. I noted minor pothole damage and road damage, relayed that to Road and Bridge. I also noted that oilfield company had run a water line through one of our culverts. I relayed that to permits. They did get back with me and said that they had been approved. I met with the selection committee to score the RFQs for the Runge EMS station, and we'll have our results on the next court. I filled the miscellaneous calls concerning the EMS training facility, road construction, road repair, and a burn ban. And I also received a completed survey on the property located at 106 East Front Street, there in Runge, which is the site of the EMS station and the Precinct 4 Service Center. I would also like to congratulate all the local football teams and volleyball teams that made the playoffs. Commissioner Lacey did leave one of them out. Runge High School also made the playoffs for the first time in quite a few years. Congratulations to them. And also thank you to all of our veterans.
So all 4 of our school districts are going to the playoffs? Hot dog. Congratulations, kiddos. I know that's kiddos, young men, and then young women in the volleyball for doing that. That's pretty awesome, the whole county-wide. Item number 18, we have our report from our treasurer. Ms. Vida, come on up.
Commissioner Geisler, I'm glad you corrected him on that, because I was going to say, hey, you forgot about Runge. I made a little history there. Just a little tidbit, I am required by local government code to give my report at the first regular meeting of the month. So I appreciate the judge's office, especially Michelle, working with me, getting my report in to, I know the other 2 won't get theirs till probably at the end of the month, but I am required by local government code to do it now. Balance is at September 2025, $92,780,878.23. Receipts for the month of October 2025, $8,833,891.72. Disbursements for the same time period, $10,715,343.30. Total ending balance as of October 2025, $90,899,426.65.
Going down.
I know, too much down, but
Going down.
taxes are starting to roll in, so it'll go back up a little bit.
Item number 19, discussion/action regarding the treasurer's report.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? None. Thank you. Right. Personnel changes, discuss, acknowledge those. This is all departments. We have, as of October 30th, our new hires. We had a sheriff's office, got a jailer, a dispatcher, a patrol deputy, Road and Bridge hired 2 maintenance tech 1s. Promotions, transfers, and reassignments happened in the sheriff's office. Road and Bridge equipment operators. We have 3 Road and Bridge equipment operators either promote, transfer, or reassign. Resignations, terminations in the waste facility and the sheriff's office had a jailer and a dispatcher that resigned or terminated. No retirements. Currently hiring for the collection site operator. That is a part-time position. I believe it's Saturday mornings, 8 to 12 only. Fridays too, 8 to 12 as well, Wayne? 8 to 4. So if you're interested in 15, 20 hours a week. Facility security officers, we have 2 now. Congratulations to Mr. Banda and his wife for their newborn. We need 1 more. We need a grant administrator. We have received one resume, one person interested, and did have a phone call from a very qualified individual. I'm excited about to see if they'll do that. Karnes Wilson Juvenile Probation Department has a prevention specialist open. Road and Bridge has equipment operator 1, 2, maintenance tech 1. Sheriff's Office needs a bailiff, a dispatcher, a jailer, patrol deputies, SROs, which are school resource officers, and the tax office is looking for that seasonal clerk. I don't see Tammy in here anymore. So, like I said, this report is current as of October 30th. Item number 21, payment of bills.
All right, Court. So the total bills that we sent you last week was $1,310,088.78. On the general fund, I always highlight any large expenses. We had total expenses to Motorola of $124,207.62 was for radios for the sheriff's department. And then on Road and Bridge, their total amount was $1,096,649.86, in which $153,101.65 was retainage from last year to fit some projects that he finished. Nothing else stands out of the norm. There was a few address corrections that we made. We worked with the treasurer's office on that as well.
Still waiting for the bills from last time we got pulled.
I believe that the direction of the court was to pull those bills. What happened with those couple of bills that were questioned?
Yes, sir, that you are correct, because I had commissioners come in and we listened to the tape. That was to pull the bills, and Ms. Swartz made a comment that with the address correction, she would pay the bills with the corrections, and that's what we did, and that's what.
The address is nothing.
Come on,
So-
all right,
So those 2 checks can be reprinted. They're not voided in the system yet.
Because they're wrong, they need to be void. I don't have a problem with addresses being wrong. We can write hand envelopes on them, that's not a big deal. The issue is the one that was made out to, he originally made it out to Texas Judicial Academy. It clearly says on the invoice, make checks payable to County Judges Education Fund. At some point during the last meeting, his office decided to change it to Texas Association of Counties. That is not who it's supposed to be made out to. It's supposed to be made out to County Judges Education Fund. The check that was sent to me to sign was made out to TAC. That is not correct. There was a legislative conference also in there that's not being paid because I'm not sending out a bill to the wrong vendor. The other one was somehow changed during the meeting to the correct vendor, but I voided that one also, so they have to be redone. I also had 2 bills that were not put in there this go around, my TCP bill, my time clock plus bill, and Tammy sent a bill in on October 1st to get paid, and it still has to get paid for her ad in the paper, so I'm still waiting an explanation on that.
Commissioner Commissioner Rosales, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Commissioner Rosales made the motion to pay the bills as amended to pull those bills to get them paid right. I don't understand how hard is it to pay the correct vendor? If we can correct addresses, let's issue the check to the correct vendor.
Yeah, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a problem with that, this is being wrong, I can't write a new envelope. It's just the vendor is wrong.
Yes.
They have the wrong person.
Not that big a deal. Go ahead.
Judge, may I address the
Thank
board?
you. Thank you, Judge. I did make that motion to, the motion the judge said to amend the bills and all, amend the
Payment.
to the payment of the bills, but at that moment, Tom said that won't change the bottom line. And I said, no. And I read over the thing. It was seconded, the judge called it, it was voted unanimously on it. Nobody said that if we would have amended it if we would have amended to take out the monies, we would have said a different price on it. I would have added, well, subtracting that, it would have went from, just say, 95,000 to 93,000, but I didn't put a different number on it, and when we signed it with that bottom line number the same. So my thought was that it was just gonna be the addresses changed, because if not,
He keeps saying that, it's not an address.
and I apologize if something's wrong, I don't know how y'all thought, commissioners, but if it would have been a different number, we would have signed the payment of the bills with a different number. We would have stated it in the motion that it had that different number on there, but I'm not really sure. All I know is that the way I made the motion and everything, I thought everything was gonna be, because Tom didn't, I went back and I looked at it because I had got called on that, so let me look back to see exactly what we did. Tom said, so the bottom number's not gonna change. No, we made the motion like that, it passed unanimously, so if I'm confused somewhere, please let me know.
But it should, the whole thing should be correct. If you don't care, if the bottom line number doesn't change, if the bottom line number isn't gonna change, but the vendor is wrong, I can just make that check out to whoever I want to then, because you then approved for me to pay $1 million worth of bills. You need to make sure the vendor is correct that we're paying, and that the amount is correct that we're paying.
And that's by his job.
Yeah, right, that's your job. When we made the motion, then that's your job to do that, right?
Well, he has to change it.
We make the motion, we're Commissioners Court, we make the motion, then you do your job. I mean, that's no disrespect, but I thought that's the way it works here.
Judge, may I address? So I was asked by one of the commissioners to reach out to TAC, which we did, and she sent us an email to validate what I stated. And it said I was understanding, and I'd be glad to share this email. I understand there was a question about where to send the invoice for Judge Heckey's Texas GBA dues. I want to clarify that either address on the invoice is correct, and the payment will be received either way. The address at the top of the invoice is for our entity of the Texas Judicial Academy. Payments sent to the Academy at this address are received and credited to the account holder's invoice. The address at the bottom of the invoice is for a county lockbox company that TAC utilizes to assist processing check payment received due to the thousands of payments we receive each year. Checks into this address are also received and credited. I apologize for the confusion. I assure you that either address to payee on the invoice will be sufficient to process Judge Heckey's Academy dues. Please let me know if there's any further questions. Ashley or Senior Education Project Manager.
What does it say, make, Tom?
It's not the address.
What does it say to make the check payable due?
She said either address works.
Not the address.
Not the
Who's the
address.
vendor?
County Judges Education Fund. This is the check that y'all sent to me, Texas
Yes,
Association of
ma'am.
Counties.
Correct.
It's wrong. The vendor is wrong. I'm not sure why you can't get it, the vendor is wrong, not the address. I don't care about the address.
Okay.
I can handwrite an envelope. It's the vendor.
And
This
that's good.
This is way too much.
Well, right. And I want to work with you also. We
And
can-
I've sent you several emails to which one you don't respond to.
Right.
Two, then when you do respond, you include Jennifer on them, and it's ridiculous. I simply sent this to you, that it's wrong.
Commissioner Beatrick, did you have a question? Y'all, I just want to all work together well to take care of the county. From my recollection from the previous meeting is, I specifically questioned, if we got it fixed, because the dollar amount's not going to change, will that work? And it was a yes. And so after court, the dollar amount was the same, so we had voted to approve the dollar amount. The change was Tom had gone on a conference and they changed the dollar amount of how much his refund was. Isn't that correct, Tom? And so that was what the change that we approved and that dollar amount was for. And so when we pulled the bills, my hope was that we were going to pull them, fix them, and pay them. I know they haven't been paid yet. And I went to the auditor's office and I thought they'd been fixed. And I know that I saw where Vike said that this one says make checks payable to this office. I thought I'd seen an email that said if it's made payable to TAC, that's okay. If that's not the case, let's just make the check payable as the invoice states. There was another one that was for the birth certificate access for the county clerk. That one, I think it had been getting paid to an asbestos fund, but I believe that's been corrected. Has that one been corrected? So that one I was fine with paying and,
It was corrected during the meeting,
okay.
but the judge specifically said to pull those bills, and in my opinion, that means pull them and resubmit them.
Resubmit.
Maybe we need a definition of what pull is.
And that might help if
We just need to get paid.
I agree. Let's just get them paid. Let's get the bills fixed. We all know the dollar amount is correct. Let's get them to the right vendor so we don't lose services to our residents.
Is this dollar amount on this bill cycle correctly on item number 21 so we can pay these bills?
Yes.
Okay, we need a motion to pay the bills.
I move with paper bills.
I'll
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody
I
opposed?
still need to know what happened to the TCP bill and the bill to the, paper on Tammy.
They were voided and they'll need to be included
No,
in the
they
next.
weren't voided, they were just never paid, and in October, he told Charmaine from TCP they would be on today's cycle, and they're not, and Tammy sent her bill October 1st to him, and it's still not on.
Are we going to send those out of cycle, Tom?
No, so some of our departments pay on credit cards. Jimmy paid it on a credit card. That's under his department.
Okay.
So it's taken care of, and the one on the
Is
paper
that
judge.
legal for him to pay a bill without court approving it? It's not a utility bill.
Yeah, a credit card, it's paying with the check or with, and the court will approve the credit card bill at the next court.
It'll come, yeah, then if
Yeah.
it's disputed, it'll be on the credit
Yeah.
card.
That should run from the court.
And then judge, on the paper, we received a statement on October 1. Well, we don't pay off the statement, then Tammy sent us the invoice signed after our deadline last Thursday.
And you should have told her that on October 1st and not November 10th, that you weren't gonna pay it like that.
Okay, we're paying the bills. Item number 22, acknowledge Commissioners Court will meet on November 25th, 2025 at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Karnes County Historic Courtroom right here at 101 North Santa Maria Avenue, Suite 200, Karnes City, Texas, 78118. Item number 23, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn.
All